Shedeur Sanders and Jeudy were having a spirited sideline conversation on what looked like some sort of disagreement. Earlier in the game, Sanders couldn't connect with Jeudy, who was shaking his head after the missed opportunity. Sanders chalked it up to just needing some time to develop chemistry with his receivers.
It's going to take time to be able to develop that chemistry, to be on the same page with Jerry. Of course, you want to be able to get him the ball, but you gotta understand it takes time.
On Sunday, the Cleveland Browns sideline went completely crazy. And what the cameras caught wasn't just a fight between teammates or a small problem getting out of hand. This was a full-blown breakdown, a complete mental breakdown. A veteran wide receiver going crazy and attacking his rookie quarterback in front of 70,000 fans and millions more people watching at home. Jeudy, who is supposed to be the best receiver but hasn't done anything to earn that status, has the nerve to trash Shedeur Sanders on the sidelines for missing one throw. This guy completely fell apart after just one failed pass, as if he had been carrying the offense all season. In actuality, he has been one of the primary reasons why the Browns' offense has been so bad. From the start of our conversation, let's be absolutely clear about one thing.
How do you see those 4th and 1, those 2 4th and 1s that didn't work? And did you like Kevin having the aggressiveness there, even backed up in your territory?
I mean, first, that's a rude question to ask. If I think, it was a great call by my coach,
You like the aggression. Not you like the call, but do you like...
I like being out there playing. so whatever that comes with, it comes with, we're not going to be here and ever point finger at no coach or do anything like that. That's extremely disrespectful, and that's not even in my place. So I'm thankful for being out there, honestly, and I'm thankful that he trusts us as an offense to be able to go out there and be able to execute. Did we execute? No, we didn't. But, I'm just thankful that we have that trust.
Jeudy has no standing, If he does, though, he's crazier than anyone could have ever thought. The video of this fight on the sidelines is very bad for Jeudy and shows everything you need to know about his character, his lack of self-awareness, and his complete incapacity to play professional football at the top level. While Sanders is trying to look at the play on the tablet, you can see Jeudy growing angry and waving his finger at him. Because Jeudy was so out of control, violent, and utterly crazy, several offensive linemen had to physically take him away. The situation was becoming worse and worse, and it could have turned into a real fight. This wasn't a chance to teach. This wasn't how a veteran should lead. This was a huge tumble from a player who has been terrible for most of his NFL career. Let's talk about the big issue that makes this whole thing so hypocritical.
Listen, I understand it, and you know what? Honestly, it's up to Shedeur. The reporters are going to ask whatever they can ask and see what they can get out of him. It's his job to be able to answer those questions correctly and be politically correct. Obviously, take up for his coach and not throw his coach under the bus. And that's pretty much it. So he's well versed in that area, and he's really polished, especially when it comes to talking to the media. He might not answer the questions like a Tom Brady, or Drew Brees or Peyton Manning, but he answers them his way, in a way that we all understand, and it's the correct way.
This season, Jeudy has been awful. Not just bad, not just not doing well, but historically bad in ways that should preclude him from ever criticizing anyone else on that offense. With 9 drop passes, Jeudy has the most in the whole National Football League. Read that again and really think about it. The same guy who is yelling at his quarterback about one missed throw is the same guy who leads all professional football receivers in dropping passes that are easy to catch. You can't make this up. The irony is so thick that you could cut it with a knife. 9 drop passes implies 9 times this year. Jeudy had the ball hit his hands, had a chance to help his rookie quarterback establish confidence and rhythm, and he missed it. 9 times he let the ball bounce off his hands, slip between his fingers, or clang off his face mask, as if he had never caught a football before. And somehow, this man thought it was okay to get confrontational with Shedeur Sanders over one incomplete throw. It takes a lot of mental gymnastics to hold that position. But it gets worse. A lot worse. This season, Jeudy has only caught 32 catches for 395 yards and 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown for a receiver who is supposed to be the best option in this offense. Those stats are very, very poor. That's not even 12 yards per reception, which suggests that when he does catch the ball, he doesn't even make big plays. He's catching short throws and gaining very little yardage after the catch. He's not doing anything to help this offense score scores or make big plays. The number of touchdowns is especially bad because it shows that Jerry Jeudy is not a threat in the red zone, not someone the coaches trust in important situations, and not someone who makes game-changing plays when the Browns really need them. 1 touchdown in 12 games is the kind of output you expect from a backup running back or a fourth-string tight end, not from someone who pretends to be a number 1 receiver. It's sad. It's not okay. And it certainly destroys any credibility Jeudy believes he has when he calls out his teammates. The Denver Broncos, the team who picked Jerry Jeudy in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft, couldn't wait to get rid of him. They sent him away as quickly as they could because they knew what everyone else did, except for Jerry Jeudy. This man is not a receiver for a franchise. He's not the best choice, and he doesn't deserve to be on the team. Denver moved on without a second thought, and their offense hasn't missed him at all. They've actually gotten better since he departed. That should tell you all you need to know about how much Jerry Jeudy is worth to an NFL team. What does it take for a team to give up on their first-round pick? To say that the investment they made was a mistake, take their losses, and move on. Because of the sunk cost fallacy and the shame of admitting they were incorrect, NFL teams are known for being patient with first-round picks. But Denver saw Jerry Jeudy's bad attitude, his bad performance, and his inability to catch the ball consistently, and they decided, we're done with this experiment. They gave him away and didn't think twice about it. Now Cleveland has to deal with the same player that Denver wanted to get rid of as soon as possible. Since leaving Alabama, Jerry Jeudy hasn't been very good. That's just how it is. He did a great job in college at Alabama. He was the greatest receiver in the country and won the Bletnikoff Award. He seemed like a can't-miss prospect when he left college. But the NFL is a whole different story, and Jeudy has been caught at every turn. Russell Wilson threw him the ball in Denver, but he couldn't always make it work. He couldn't do anything with any of the Broncos quarterbacks amid their many QB catastrophes. And now he's not doing well with the Browns. But he believes that everyone else is to blame for the problem. Being Jerry Jeudy must be really hard on the brain. To drop 9 passes, catch only 32 balls all season, score only 1 touchdown, and have numbers that would be embarrassing for a rookie free agent, and then to turn around and angrily confront your quarterback over 1 incomplete pass, shows a level of delusion that is almost impressive in its audacity. This guy really thinks he's been doing his job and doing it well, and that he has any right to criticize anyone else on that offense. It really is hard to believe. Let's look at what transpired in the seconds caught on camera, because they tell us a lot about both players in this fight. Shedeur Sanders is sitting there trying to figure out what went wrong so he can repair it on the next drive. That's what quarterbacks who own a team do. That's what leaders do. That's how pros act. At the same time, Jerry Jeudy storms up, points his finger, raises his voice, gets in Sanders' face, and says, "That's your fault that you missed the connection." Shedeur Sanders' face during this fight says it all. You can tell he's thinking, get this idiot out of here. This guy isn't even pleasant. Sanders is professional and knows how to control himself, so he won't make things worse by firing back at Jeudy, even if he has every right to do so. A less experienced quarterback, someone who wasn't as calm and mature as Sanders, might have snapped back, pointed out Judy's league-leading drops, or even questioned him who he thinks he is to criticize anyone. But Sanders stayed calm, took the high road, and let the offensive lineman take Jeudy away before things got significantly worse. It's really crucial to not miss the detail of those offensive linemen dragging Jeudy away. When your own teammates, the guys who are meant to be blocking for everyone on offense, have to physically separate a receiver from the quarterback, that shows you how out of line that receiver is. Offensive linemen naturally protect their quarterbacks. They're the ones that put their body on the line every play to keep the quarterback safe. If they witness a receiver coming after their quarterback over 1 missed ball, especially if that receiver has been bad all season, they're going to step in and stop it right away. The fact that it took several linemen to pull Jeudy away shows that this wasn't simply a short flash of anger. It was a real attempt to fight that was getting closer to anything violent. Jeudy was so angry, belligerent, and out of control that mature men had to physically stop him and take him away from the situation. That's not how a veteran leads. That's not how to help a rookie quarterback get better. That's a full mental breakdown from someone who can't manage the stress and attention that comes with playing professional football. Now let's discuss about where Jerry Jeudy really stands in the NFL receiving hierarchy, since this is where the delusion gets really funny. Jerry Jeudy is not the best receiver. Most NFL teams that are good enough to compete don't even have him as their second best receiver. Jerry Jeudy is at best a number 3 slot receiver who is pretending to be a number 1 because the Cleveland Browns don't have anyone better on their team. That isn't an insult. That's just a fair look at how good he is at making things. Let's go through the exercise of figuring out which NFL teams Jerry Jeudy would really be the number 1 receiver for. It's a very short list. Would he be better than Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle in Miami? No way. Would he be the best in Washington over Terry McLaurin? Not even close.
Would he be better than DK Metcalf or Jackson Smith and Jigba in Seattle? It's funny. Would he be better than Z Flowers in Baltimore? No. Would he be better than Jamar Chase or T. Higgins in Cincinnati? Are you serious? Would he be the best player in Pittsburgh over George Pickens? Nope. The list keeps on. Is he better than Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco? No. Would he be the best player in Detroit ahead of Ross St. Brown? No way. Would he be the best player in Philadelphia over A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith? No way. Would he be better than CeeDee Lamb in Dallas? Come on now. The response is the same for practically every single NFL team. Jerry Jeudy would not be the top receiver. The Browns have no one else, thus he's only the number 1 in Cleveland. You could even say that this season, tight end Harold Fannin Jr. has been more productive and dependable than Jeudy. In the game versus San Francisco, Fannin caught the only touchdown pass. Fannin has been better at getting open and making plays. Fannin hasn't been the best at dropping passes in the league. Fannin has been a better choice for receiving than Jerry Jeudy by any fair standard, which should be embarrassing for someone who is meant to be the best wide receiver. Jerry Jeudy's season seems even worse when you compare it to what other real number 1 receivers are doing in the league. CeeDee Lamb is having a great time in Dallas. Tyreek Hill is still one of the most dangerous playmakers in football. Justin Jefferson came back from an injury and right away showed everyone why he's one of the best receivers in the league. Ross St. Brown is having an all-pro season in Detroit. These are real number 1 receivers that make their quarterbacks better, win their matchups every time, and put up big numbers week after week. Jerry Jeudy is not any of those things. Steve Smith, a former all-pro receiver who doesn't hold back, has been very harsh in his criticism of Jerry Jeudy, and everything he said has been proven right by Jeudy's play. Smith said he couldn't accept constructive criticism because he was mentally weak. Smith said he was a Tier 3 receiver. Smith said that teams shouldn't trade for him, and every point he made has been proven right. Steve Smith was right about Jerry Jeudy. He was a limited receiver who didn't have the mental toughness to make it to the top. Someone who can't manage the stress and responsibility of being a professional. It's almost sad that Jerry Jeudy is parading around with an Alabama Crimson Tide pedigree like it signifies something in the NFL. Yes, he won the Bletnikoff Award while he was in college. Yes, he did a lot of work at Alabama. But that was a long time ago. Once you've been in the NFL for a few seasons, they don't care what you did in college. The NFL is interested in what you're doing right now. And right now, Jerry Jeudy is dropping passes, putting up bad numbers, and yelling at his rookie quarterback on the sidelines. When you're the worst starting receiver in professional football, that Alabama legacy doesn't mean anything. Don't forget about Jeudy's mistake from the last game. Another time when he was completely incompetent, which should have kept him from ever being able to criticize anyone. He tried to execute the stanky leg, which was an unneeded action or celebration after catching the ball, and he lost it because he fumbled. He was so obsessed about appearing cool and showing off that he didn't hold on to the football, which cost his team possession. That's football for yourself. That's hardly mature football. And that's the kind of error that makes everything else you're trying to do on offense less effective. A receiver who fumbles because he wants to show off, who leads the league in dropped passes, who has only 1 touchdown all season, and who can't consistently get open or make plays, has no right to go after his quarterback. Nothing. None. Jeudy doesn't get this, and he really thinks he has the right to attack Shedeur Sanders. This shows that he is completely out of touch with reality, has no self-awareness, and is hurting his team with his behavior and attitude.
The Browns need to make a rapid decision about Jerry Jeudy. No matter what, this kind of behavior on the sidelines can't be allowed, and it can't be allowed from a player like Jeudy, who has played so poorly this season. If the Browns really want to build around Shedeur Sanders and think he's the franchise quarterback they've been looking for, they can't let older players publicly disparage him. They need to make it clear that this kind of behavior is not okay, that being responsible is important, and that you have to earn the right to speak up by doing well on the field. The best way to send that message is to bench Jerry Jeudy, limit his role severely, or, better yet, cut him completely and move on. The Browns would be better off without him at this time. Get Jeudy out of the building, give his snaps to younger receivers who might actually catch the pass, and stop acting like he's a good player to develop around. No, he's not. He has shown time and time again that he is neither a difference maker, a reliable choice, or someone who can prosper in the NFL. Shedeur Sanders deserves a lot more than what he's going through in Cleveland. He needs receivers who can catch the ball. He should have veteran players who will help him instead of attack him. He needs a company that will keep him safe from this kind of bad behavior and make sure that everyone does their job. Instead, he has to deal with Jerry Jeudy, a receiver who gets angry on the sidelines after one botched throw and ignores all of his own mistakes and failures. People in the NFL community have noticed this situation, and almost everyone has been critical of Jerry Jeudy's actions. Fans on social media have called him out. People who used to play have questioned his professionalism. Experts have pointed out how hypocritical his actions are. And even people who aren't paying close attention can see how silly this is. When you're leading the league in drops and criticizing your quarterback on national TV, people laugh at you and use you as an example of everything wrong with entitled players who think they're better than they really are. Fans of the Browns have fully turned against Jerry Jeudy, as shown by their comments. People are calling him a phony and asking for him to be fired. They say that he and Kevin Stefanski are ruining Shedeur Sanders and are upset that this is what their team has become. These people aren't just people who don't know anything about football. These people follow every snap and want this team to win so badly. They can also clearly see that Jerry Jeudy is a big problem that needs to be fixed right away. It's really shocking how different Jerry Jeudy's behavior is from his production. If you're going to act like a diva, demand the ball, and trash your quarterback on the sideline, you better be playing at an elite level to back it up. Because he was the best receiver of his time, Randy Moss could act like a diva. Because he always put up huge statistics, Terrell Owens could get away with it. Jerry Jeudy is not any of those things. He has the ego of an exceptional receiver, but is only a replacement-level receiver. This is a recipe for catastrophe. You can't say enough about how hard it is for a rookie quarterback to deal with this kind of situation. Shedeur Sanders is working on learning NFL defenses, getting used to the speed of the game, building chemistry with his receivers, and dealing with the stress of being a franchise quarterback. He shouldn't have to deal with his own receivers yelling at him on the sidelines when things don't go properly. That's one more thing that makes an already challenging job much harder. And if the Browns had held Jerry Jeudy responsible for his actions and performance, it would never have happened. Shedeur Sanders really took responsibility for the missed throw in his post-game comments, which is what makes this whole thing so gling. He didn't try to make explanations. He didn't blame Jeudy for taking the wrong path. He didn't blame anyone else. He claimed that the throw wasn't good and that he needs to do better. That's how leaders act. That's what quarterbacks who own franchises do. At the same time, Jerry Jeudy didn't take any responsibility at all. He didn't admit to his own mistakes. No one seems to realize that he might be part of the problem with this offensive. At this point, Jerry Jeudy is living off his reputation. He won the Blutnikoff Award years ago at Alabama and has been riding that wave ever since. He also had the pedigree of a first-round pick, which made him feel like he was meant to be great. But in the NFL, a reputation without results is useless. What you did in college doesn't matter to the league. The league doesn't care what round you were picked in. The only thing the league cares about is this: can you play? And the answer for Jerry Jeudy has been a clear no for several seasons now. The Browns need to get rid of Jerry Jeudy right away. They should trade him for whatever they can get, even if it's a pick in the last round. If you have to, cut him right away. but get him out of that building and away from Shedeur Sanders before he hurts the young quarterback's growth and confidence even more. Finally, Cleveland has a quarterback they can build around.
They can't let a washed-up receiver with an ego problem get in the way of that progress, because he can't deal with his own mistakes and failures. Jerry Jeudy is a fake #1 receiver who has been caught cheating at every level of professional football and won't face the truth. His attack on Shedeur Sanders from the sidelines was ugly, unethical, and totally unwarranted because he played so poorly himself. The Browns need to make it plain that this kind of behavior is not okay. And that message needs to be that Jerry Jeudy is out of work or has been traded to a team that is desperate enough to take a risk on broken goods. What do you think about Jerry Jeudy's crash? Is it okay for a receiver who leads the league in drops to go after his quarterback? Should the Browns fire him right away, or at least sit him out for the rest of the season? This is the kind of issue that needs real talk and honest perspectives, so leave your unedited ideas in the comments below. If you're as mad as I am that this fraud is being exposed, press the like button, subscribe to the channel for more uncensored Browns coverage, and hit the notification bell so you never miss when we call out these players for their bad behavior. It's time for everyone to quit pretending that Jerry Jeudy isn't a bum. Until next time, keep holding people accountable, because that's what this franchise needs.